Hello, and welcome to episode 87 of Prog Review. And this time around, I'm looking at Pink Floyd's The Story of Wish You Were Here on Blu-ray. You might have seen my unboxing in the previous video. So tonight, I sat down in front of the TV set and gave it a good watch. And what I thought I'd do this time around is, playing on the idea of absence. I'd give a nod to the album in a metaphorical sense, and do the whole review off screen. Actually, this isn't working, is it? So I think I better get back in front of the camera because I know you'll want to see my lovely face. So here I come. Hello. So where were we? Yes, we are looking at Pink Floyd, The Story of Wish You Were Here. Now, for those of you in the UK, or who have access to iPlayer or whatever it is, or even have found the copy of this on the naughty sites, we don't talk about them, not here. You'd have known that there was a 59-minute documentary the other month about this. In fact, it's the very same documentary that features on this here Blu-ray. So unless you love holding ephemera and trinkets like I do, you might as well just stick to what you've already seen. If you haven't seen it, we'll go over what's on this here disc. Basically, it's the story of Wish You Were Here and how the band made it. You've got some new interviews with David Gilmour and Roger Waters and Nick Mason. Unfortunately, Richard Wright couldn't make it, so they're using archive footage of him from 2001. You also get input from Storm Thorgerson and the various production people that have been involved with the band at the time. I mean, in a way, it follows the classic rock, classic albums format. But this time it's a bit more documentary, a bit more of a documentary than just them talking about the album, which is a bit of a shame, really, because I found it a little bit lacking in places. What? You moaning again? Yeah, no. If you compare it to the classic albums Dark Side of the Moon, you saw more about the actual mechanics of the recording and what was played, and you got a real sense of how the various strands were brought together. Whereas this, it was more about the band imploding and their mental state, and how Roger Waters forced the band into doing this. So yeah, it's got a slightly different tone to it, and I prefer, seeing the layers pulled away. I like to see the bare bones of things. So I didn't really get that from this. The only difference between this and the documentary that you've seen on BBC 4 is you get 25 minutes of bonus material previously unseen on TV. Of course, it's the Roger Waters, Dave Gilmour and Nick Mason talking about various things. There are a few performances. Both Roger Waters and David Gilmour perform Wish You Were Here. I was going to say Nick Mason performed it on the Spoons, but that I'd be lying. But boy, that'd be fun to watch, wouldn't it? So yeah, I mean, you do get a little bit of extra, but to be honest, you're not missing out on anything. It's not as good as the extras on, again, the he says, reaching behind him, the classic albums making of Dark Side of the Moon. This is much more interesting. Buy this. What a rotter. But yeah, I mean, you do get a sense of, what position the band was in, how difficult it was for them to follow up Dark Side of the Moon. And of course, Syd Barrett himself. They do talk about dear Syd turning up to the studios, but I don't mention him actually turning up to put his lead guitar down on the album, which I always find rather spooky. That was the reason he was there. How did he know? Did somebody tip him off they were writing an album about him? I guess we'll never know. Syd's not saying, is he? So yeah, I mean, you can get it on DVD as well. I mean, on Blu-ray, the reproduction's all right, but to be brutally honest, you You're not going to make much difference if you did tossing up. What am I saying? If you're trying to decide between the DVD or the Blu-ray, you might be better off just getting the DVD, because there's not much difference in the old Blu-ray. The state of it, it looks a little bit clean, but from what I saw in the old telly, which was in standard def, you're not missing much. HD, the great illusion, isn't it, really? Just put your glasses on. Everything looks HD when you've got your glasses on. Well, that's what I always say, anyway. So, yeah, I mean, the sound's good, because it's got this DTS HD soundtrack, which is surroundy sounded. A little blue light came on my amp, and it sounded rather swell. The nice booklet, which you've already seen on the unboxing. The package itself is quite nice. Again, it follows the same style as the SACD booklet box set, and they kind of aped the design on that. And yeah, I mean, it's nice. However, we all know what I'm going to say, but I'm not going to talk about the immersion box sets. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it. I think we've done that. But one thing I will point out is David Gilmour. He's starting to look more like Paul Daniels, or is that just me? Unfortunately, a whole raft of people watching this are not going to know who Paul Daniels is, so that's a good thing. Or is it a bad thing? So, I mean, it's only going to be a short one. Only a short one. That's what I always say to the missus. It's only a short one. So, I mean, my rating, it's good viewing. If you haven't seen it and you're a fan of the album, of course, it's essential viewing, really. Wait, I don't know, 6 months, and they'll probably knock another few quid off of it. But in terms of a rating, I'm going to give this 4 Debbie McGee's out of 5. That's 4 Debbie McGee's out of 5. My name's been Darren Locke. I've been burbling on about Pink Floyd, The Story of Wish You Were Here, the new Blu-ray and DVD that's been released on the 25th of June 2012. Regional differences may apply. There'll be links in the box so you can click on and go to Amazon and buy it. Or you might have just downloaded the torrent. Such is the way of the world. That's it. Now, thumbs up. Show the thumbs up button some love, because I think it means something. And you mister who does all the thumbs down all the time, you can do thumbs down, that's fine, it doesn't mean anything. I know there's one guy who always gives me a thumbs down even before he couldn't have even watched the video, and he thumbs down. So obviously I've made an enemy out there, filled with impotent rage. Thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. That's fine, I don't mind. I've got your attention, that's good. You have a special place in my heart too. So that's it. There's only one more thing to do. Yes, that's right. They should have included this in the box set. But hey, you know me, I'm one to labour a point. Prog on!